tracking those northwest Oklahoma wildfires.
Yes, this is all video from yesterday, Tevis, from into the evening hours when our storm trackers were out, when the fires, of course, were at their worst, tracking these mile by mile, especially as the wind shift happened, and it became basically a life-threatening situation for folks in several communities in the northwest. That was video from Marty Logan of a house fire in Gage near Shattuck. The scenes from farmers and ranchers desperately trying to move their livestock to save them. Folks just trying to spray down their yards, their homes, their neighbors' homes as the wall of smoke. This was a full-blown firestorm ongoing yesterday. Now let me take you to the graphics and show you what we know so far. We just updated this information. Cassie and I were looking at some of the latest data coming in. We know now out of the 3 big fires in northwestern Oklahoma, from at least 2 of them, 100,000 acres have burned. We're talking about the Catesby fire and the fire near Gage that was north of Shattuck. At least 100,000 acres. I think that number is going to go up drastically once all this is surveyed. The first fire yesterday started at about 11 a.m. We know of at least 5 homes. That number is probably very small compared to what has actually happened. And we do know we still have public school closures today. Now, I was just looking on satellite imagery, seeing that it looked like in northern Ellis County that fire may be rekindling. The same thing with the fire up near Beaver, and just got confirmation from firefighters there. News desk and our producers have been working hard to figure this out. We do know that it looks like they're going back out near Gage, where something has possibly rekindled. So the winds are not nearly as strong. Hopefully firefighters can get this contained very quickly, but that's going to be the problem for days. Will be hot spots that can re-flare up because these fires were so very big. I'm zooming in on the satellite imagery from yesterday just to show you the location. There's Slap Out. There is Catesby and Shattuck, Gage area. That is where crews are headed right now to try to get a handle on what could be the fire rekindling. Also, the fire down in the Texas Panhandle that moved into Roger Mills County, northern Roger Mills County, also devastating. So let's just say 100,000 miles, which is nowhere, 100,000 acres. That's nowhere near the extent of what the fire has actually burned, but just 100,000 acres is actually 12.5 square miles. If you were to take that and put 12.5 square miles over the Oklahoma City metro, this is the amount of property that has burned. Now, of course, the population is way different, but just to show you the scale, because it's so hard to put those numbers into perspective, that would be like a fire burning from Nichols Hills all the way to 240, from Midwest City all the way over basically to the outlet shops in western OKC. It's a lot of Oklahoma land. And again, that number is on the low end from what we're learning. We'll keep you updated. Temperatures behind that boundary are so very cold. Single digits and teens in the state to the north. We had a few snow flurries trying to fly earlier today. Camera was back. Now it's down again. I'll fix it. 26 degrees in Jones, 26 in Shawnee, 28 in Norman, 27 in Kingfisher. Winds are 15 to 25 miles per hour. These gusts were to 35 during our morning show, so the winds are slowly backing off. The wind chill has warmed degree or 2 in a few areas. Still very cold. Wind chills are in the teens. Winds are 15 to 25. And again, in northwestern Oklahoma, these values were at 60 miles per hour yesterday. They're 5 to 15, so they're not nearly as strong as what they were when those wildfires were at their worst. Temps are in the 20s, the low 30s. Wind chills are still in the teens for most locations. And today, we're not warming to the 80s. Not at all. We're talking 40s, below average, mid 40s for most locations. May make it back to the 50s in western Oklahoma. We're watching our next storm. It's right in the southern branch of the jet. See it right there? There's spin going on over the Baja. That's going to ride up over the Four Corners area, come into Oklahoma from the southwest tomorrow, and it'll bring us a chance for showers. But as far as a lot of rain in the rain gauge, we're not going to get that out of this. The totals look light, and we're going to have enough cold air within the system that it could crank out a little winter precip. So future next gen, here's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're dry. This is coming in from the southwest. This data set's one of the colder examples, which gives us a little bit more winter precip. Keep in mind, surface temps, we're not expecting accumulation out of this. May end up getting a wintry mix of some sleet and some snow mixing with the rain in the west as the day goes on. Still getting a chance for some wet snowflakes mixing in. And by the evening, the bulk of the rain is off into eastern Oklahoma, and we are clearing out. Before that gets here, we're dropping to the 20s. Again, tonight, it'll be a cold night, 20s and low 30s. Precip begins in the southwest, but it's light. I know the values are high for the chances, but the totals are light. There is a chance we get an area with some sleet and snow mixes in for a while here and there tomorrow afternoon. Temps in the 30s and 40s for highs. A chilly day. Then we're back to the 60s, 10 degrees above average for your Friday, some 70s, and then Saturday and Sunday, upper 70s, low 80s. Weak front moves in Sunday into Monday. In the first week of March, we've got some rain chances creeping back, maybe some thunderstorms at the end of your 9-day. Tevis and Lacey, back to you.